Hello everyone. This video is going to be a wrap up to the Titan bleed crossbow character that I've been trying to play. I'm stopping on the Titan because I feel like I've hit a wall in a way with how to try to scale bleed against bosses. I feel like every build, the way you kind of judge their success is how much damage they can do to a boss. It's just kind of how it is. Because a lot of builds can clear the whole screen, but how fast can you kill a boss kind of determines, obviously, your damage output. So, with this character, I've been trying to gear it and get more levels over the last couple days. I've finally settled into my new place, so I've had time to accrue some currency and then see what I can do. So, gear-wise, I haven't really done much, honestly. The only thing that I've changed is I just added this +2 proj. It really fucked my resistances, but I just wanted to see how much damage I would get by getting 2 additional levels. Spoiler alert, it's kind of enough, but it's not like a huge jump as like you're getting weapons. So I did want to kind of showcase where I got. First, I'll start with this video. So this is against Tier 3 King of the Mist. As I was doing this in this setup, actually, I'll go over that in a little bit. I'll just show the boss. So I start the encounter. Pretty much every boss that has an arena where they don't just immediately trigger, I hold down Plasma Blast. I'm doing right here. So I'm going to walk forward, trigger the boss. I'm going to shoot. It's going to apply this shock for 21 seconds based off of my talent tree right now. So I was judging my boss DPS basically for 21 seconds to see how much I could do. So I do apply like initial bleed through Plasma Blast, and now I'm using Siege Cascade to try to get armor break, which I did. Then I'm going to try to do the whole Riven Armor thing. And I'll go over what the fuck this is here in a second. So I apply Riven Armor. I'm just using frag rounds. So, I mean, the bleed is okay. It's not great. But there's a distinct problem with what I was trying to do with passive trees and skill gems. Let's get forward. So again, I'm charging Plasma Blast. I'm going to reapply the shock. Reapply the shock. This is kind of shit, to be honest. In fact, that is shit. I don't know why I opened up my character frame. But this is actually a good point to stop and showcase a problem, I think, with how I was trying to aggravate a boss. So for those who don't know, bleeding has a mechanic where if you aggravate the bleed through multiple different ways, you can only aggravate it once. You basically do 100% damage for the remainder duration of that bleed. So it's basically like trying to get the best base bleed and then double it. The way I was doing that is through Bloodhound's Mark, and there's a support gem where if it procs, it will then aggravate the bleed. So the idea is I get the stun bar all the way full, this procs, and then it aggravates the bleed. Issue. You can probably see it right here. I don't know if this is a visual bug, but there's 3 dashes. I don't know if this stun is supposed to be over here, or if this is actually how much I've been stunning because of my bleed, and this is just some visual defect. In either case, as you can probably tell, it's been 8,000 damage so far, and I have not stunned the boss. Not good. I do have another video to kind of showcase that stun bar issue. So I'm going up. See this? Like, okay, let me go back. I think this is what tilted me to the moon when trying to do this Bloodhound's Mark thing. So, I apply Bloodhound Mark. Notice how this notch only goes up, this red notch here, right? It only goes up when I shoot and hit a target. The actual, like, bleed portion for stunning goes the complete opposite fucking direction. Like, see that? I don't know what the fuck this is. What's causing it? Like, here, it's fine. It actually works. I can't remember if it triggers on the last phase of this guy. I don't even know if I apply it. Yeah, I don't. So that's what tilted me to the moon when I was trying to stun. So I had stun nodes here. Originally, I had this stun node. I had a jewel socket here that gave stun to notables. I ended up putting it here. So 10, 20. And then I have this node for 40%. I can't tell you how much this stinks where I'm not able to properly aggravate the boss based off of my setup. And I was trying a bunch of different variations of my tree as well. Like, I tried to get even more stun buildup, like over here somewhere. I was even considering this. I ended up taking out the gem for 100% chance to bleed. I was then trying to see if I can get 100% chance to bleed just on the tree naturally. And I don't know. I feel like if I have to sacrifice a gem socket for 100% chance to bleed, but that means I get to spend how many points? Like 1, 2, 3, I guess like 4. And then this jewel socket's basically just trying to get more bleed hit chance, right? I have this for chance to inflict ailments. I picked up these nodes. It's kind of like 5 to 7 points. I could probably spend those points better picking up something else, like quality of life, damage. So that felt like crap. I think this is kind of still a play of doing like a weapon swap thing to get the shock magnitude, and then this magnitude up here is just the closest. But if I'm going to do another build, I'm going to put in the support gem for magnitude of shock, which then I can just, on weapon swap, go down here and try to get this majority of green sockets to be immune to shock, so I don't reflect it onto myself. But that kind of leads me into first where I'm going to go, and that's going into Tactician. So Tactician, as a mercenary, instead of stunning, you do pin. It's another immobilizing effect. And then with this node, you basically make it so it acts like a stun, because if a target is pinned, they just can't move naturally. I pick up the reservation, and then I don't know if I'm going to pick up this defense node or this node here for cannons. Most likely this for defense. But pin is interesting, because pin has nodes on the tree where you can get duration. And I'm pretty sure I was to search up stun duration. There ain't nothing. So not only is it a little bit easier to stack pin, but to actually have pin last longer, kind of huge. This is almost like 50% increased duration. So naturally, I believe pin lasts for how It doesn't actually say. Sick. It lasts for a little bit of time. But then you also get more stun buildup in the ascendancy. This node, though, right here is the main reason why. So as soon as I pin a target, it's just the bleed is aggravated. I don't have to worry about any gimmicks like with this. I don't have to worry about gimmicks with Bloodhound Mark for heavy stunning. It's just I pin, I inflict bleed, it's aggravated. That's it. Which would make my life so much easier, because then it's just worrying about trying to stack as much pin as possible, which I think is fairly easy to do. And then for ballistas, I think you could take like this. You can get the artillery ballista, I think. Or which one is it? Yeah, artillery ballista. So apply his pin a lot easier, and you hit 4 times. So 4 times this attack damage is how much damage you're kind of doing. This also leads me into crossbows in general with trying to do a bleed build. There's not a lot of physical damage you can do with a lot of these that like just pure fizz, right? So you only have armor piercing, frag rounds, not permafrost, high velocity, and then siege cascade. So you're kind of limited as far as what you can do, because basically everything else here is conversion, except for like flash grenade, which I'll mention. I did try to use mortar cannon to get stun buildup. I honestly didn't feel a damn thing. I don't know if it's because of stun or what. So I think crossbows, bleeding in general, doing siege cascade is the easier option, which with I was lucky enough to get a +1 for corruption. So at level 28, the explosion is almost 1,000. Kind of huge. So then also with pin, I can throw bone shrapnel on Herald of Blood, which I've been doing this like bursting plague chain reaction thing, which I'm pretty sure you can kind of still do the same thing, where I can just slap this on, and that's even more AoE clear. It can't cause pin buildup, but I can bleed targets based off of physical damage, which is actually affected by... It's hard to tell if it's affected by this crossbow with the added damage, but it does work with this mod. So leading into advancements in the build with getting more damage, I was working on a crossbow, so getting a white base, that's exceptional, just for 3 sockets. I used the essence for attack speed. It's basically getting like crit, or not crit, sorry. I guess you can go crit. Flat fizz, percent fizz, fizz added as extra damage, plus the level of gems, onslaught, and then I'd have this attack speed, which is what this is. So eventually, once I get enough currency to get Omen of Light, I'm going to annul this grenade damage off, and I'm basically trying to hit T1 fizz. And then this is like the super juiced item. And then probably down the line, sanctify it if I ever get that amount of currency. So this, I think, is still good as a base because the bolt speed helps with Siege Cascade, just helps, you know, clearing the screen. Getting a pair of gloves, exceptional base. Put in Essence of Horror for the... I believe it's Essence of Horror. Essence of Horror? Yeah. Increase effective socket of gems, because what you can do is you can get magnitude 2 of these. 15% turns into 30% because of the essence, and if you happen to corrupt to get a 3rd socket, that's an additional 30%, so total of 90% with just these runes, which is pretty huge. Besides that, I'm gonna be just leveling up Tactician from scratch just to kind of see how it feels on League Start, because I'm not gonna have constricting command on League Start. Yeah, just gonna get currency on this character, level up the other character, but I will make a video when I get there. So thanks for watching, appreciate it.